So, that was... So I just got finished shooting the spoiler-free review of A Swan Princess, Princess Tomorrow, Pirate Today. This is the spoiler edition of the video, and you can see that, yeah, I just literally went up, hit the record, then hit record again, sat back down. So, here's things I wanted to go into on the movie. The fact that, I mean, you can already guess that this is going to have a happy ending, blah, 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 blah. And the basic plot is that Elise is being inducted into... Pretty much Derek and Odette are going out for the summer to help, like, the townsfolk and stuff. Like, the only thing you really ever see them do is build a bridge, like one of those wooden bridge with the planks and stuff. Which is actually kind of interesting, because it is a wonder. Like, I never really thought about, like, you know, how do they make these things? And this is probably how it is, but... So Elise is stuck at the castle, and Queen Roberta wants to initiate her into Princess Boot Camp, which is just pretty much like, you know, how they go into things like, you know, you might be thinking, how do you curtsy to a lord from a foreign land that only has a medium castle? And it's kind of funny to think of, like, you know, there would be stuff like that for being a princess, and like, to Lisa's credit, I mean, she doesn't want to do it, but she goes along with it. I mean, she does kind of try to sneak out, but they show that she's a fairly good kid. While Roger wants to initiate her into sailing camp, although it kind of turns into pirate camp. And there's a lot of jokes about that, and there's actually some funny jokes about it too, at least some stuff that amused me. There's a part with, like, a parrot where he sits there, he's reading off everything off of a list of what he needs, and then he's like, you know, parrots are optional, and the parrot actually takes offense to that. But it's interesting. Like, okay, so a few things that I wanted to go into is, one of the things I can't get over is these creatures that eat the meat that are pretty much the antagonists of the film. You see them, and they have to get from, like, one place to another. So what they do, they go up to this plant that has, like, these weird leaves. It's like a leaf with, like, little holes on the sides. And they pluck one off, and then they just, like, throw it, and it just starts hovering. They get on it, and they just hover away. I'm like, what the fuck? This is not explained why the fuck this plant does this. Just, it does. On this island, there are fucking hoverboard plants that you can just go, boop, jump on it and go, whee! And it just goes wherever you want it to go. And I'm like, oh, okay, no, I got a little bit of nonsense on that, but whatever, it happens. And the major thing I wanted to go into for spoiler, and this is probably going to be a very short video because there's not really much I wanted to talk about, is I wanted to talk about this one thing because it really bugged me. The boy that you meet, who Lucas, he's managed to hide from these bogs, I think they're called, the meat eater creatures, for a while, and he's got like a little cave that you can only get into by, like, diving into the water, going through, like, a tunnel and popping up, which actually makes me wonder how the hell did he get this stuff in here, because he's got, like, a book from his family in there that's obviously not ruined, so maybe there's another entrance that I just didn't see it or they don't show you. And the weird thing about this book is that, like, Elise asks about it, and he doesn't answer, he just kind of, like, sets it to the side, and it's something he got from his family, like his mom, and I think it's full of songs that they've written or something. It's not really explained, and then, like, you don't see it again, because they leave the island to get away from the creatures, and the book's left there. Like, all of his stuff is just left there, but he gets reunited with his parents, and this really makes me wonder, is, like, in the next movie, because I'm pretty sure they're going to make another one, are we going to see his parents, like, working at the castle now? Because that was one of the big things, like, the dad couldn't find work. And are they going to have to try to go back to this island to get the book? It's like, I don't know, the book's not explained. So that just, it stuck out to me. It was like, well, why did you bring this book up? Because it seems like you were making a big deal about it, but then you don't go into it. There's like a few other weird things. I mean, there's obviously weird things of this movie, like the flying squirrels are like acting as guards and stuff, and it just makes me wonder, where are the real guards of this palace? In the original movie, you saw that they had like people. So where is everybody now? Because that's you only see like really Roberta, Elise, Roger, the animals, and then like Derek and Odette are off doing something. And you see like some villagers, but you don't see like palace staff. I don't. Well, except for the chancellor, the little pudgy guy, and like that one girl, that one old woman that was the henchman of the original bad guy, like Rob Bard or whatever his name was. I can't even remember. And I call myself a fan of this series. One thing that I find interesting is Derek's friend, who I cannot remember the name to right now, does not show up. Like the one that was cowardly. He's just like gone. I don't even remember if he was in a royal affair. I think he was. I think he was in the previous movie. He's AWOL in this one. And like one other thing I want to mention is that like Elise is with Speedy the turtle, or Speed, I think maybe is just his name, and Lucas is actually like, well, I think we could leave this to you and your amazing talking turtle. And like, yeah, it is kind of weird that, the animals can talk and apparently everybody can understand them now, because Roger like has quite a few arguments with John Bob, and it's like they're animals. Like, is this a carryover from Odette being a swan? Is just that everybody in this kingdom can talk to animals now? What's up with that? And it's a decent movie, and like the biggest joke, like it actually got a lot of laughs from me, is there's an entire, I don't want to spoil too much, but there's this entire kind of like cooking competition joke, and it's so parodying modern cooking shows, and the way they go about it, it's actually really amusing, and I found it really funny at parts, and I can't get over the fact that like all of the songs in this movie are like almost Disney-esque. Like you'd expect them to be in a theatrical movie, and they're not. They're in this little direct-to-DVD Swan Princess thing. So, oh god, if you guys have actually watched this movie, what do you think? Like, did you notice anything I missed? I can't even believe I'm doing a spoiler thing. I really wanted to talk about the chef thing and the book. And it's the fact that, he mentions about the talking turtle. And it's just... Did you enjoy it? Did you, watch my first review, go and watch it, and then come back and watch this one? And, God, there's nothing more I can say. I'm just going to go ahead and end this video. Hope I didn't ramble too long. Thanks for watching.